What's up, everybody? Welcome to Call to the Bullpen. I'm David Payne with Brad Zampar and Jimmy Miller. Let's play ball. So we're going to talk about the judge first. And I'm not talking about the one in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, which, by the way, I've never seen two people who should be locked in straitjackets and thrown into a mental asylum more than those two. That was like a public display of two complete psychos. But we're talking about Aaron Judge. And we faced a jury of TikTokers who also acted as our executioners. So we got the combo there. Because Aaron Judge was not number one on our June updated awards power rankings for the AL MVP. He actually was third behind Jose Ramirez and Mike Trout for us, which that Mike Trout one not looking so hot right now on the worst stretch of his career so far. But we got a lot of hate for that kind of. But I mean, when you look at the numbers, there's a legit debate for 3-4 players at the top there. But it's like, when that comes out and then every day after that, Aaron Judge is hitting a home run. It's like, oh man, maybe he is number one. So let's have the discussion, right? Where are we at now? This was posted on Thursday. A weekend of games has gone by. Would you vote differently?
Yeah, I think I'd go Aaron Judge. I went Jose Ramirez, but like you said, it's 2 games after that Tuesday. He hits back-to-back home runs, back-to-back days, and the outlook's completely different. So yeah, looking back, I'm confident with my Ramirez pick, but now I definitely vote Judge.
Yeah, I went with Judge's third. I had Trout one, and then I had Ramirez two. But I think part of my projection for the awards is that it's for them to win the award at the end of the year. It's not like I don't vote for it to be like if the MVP voted today, he's the MVP. It's a little bit of a trajectory, a little bit, I would assume. So I kind of still would lean the other two right now, but I mean, Judge isn't very far behind them. And like David's going to say, he hit 60, he's going to win that award.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I was going with when you look at the projections and you want to say like we're projecting for the end of the year. If he hits 60 bombs, he's the MVP, right? And we're not disagreeing with that. We're not right, but he doesn't have 60 bombs yet, so I'm not going to lock him in for the MVP yet. But it is tough when like something goes out on a Thursday and then somebody sees it on a Sunday after he's gone off, for a couple of days. It's like, oh man, well, like we voted on this on Tuesday, Wednesday, things are different. So
it wasn't a clear choice when we were voting.
Mm-hmm. No, and it even like Jose wasn't a clear choice. You went Trout, I went Jose. I'm not sure which one Jim went, but one of those two. None of us voted Judge for first place at the time. He did not. He was second and third place votes. But in my eyes, it's Jose Ramirez was first in May, and nobody was arguing that. And the same thing where like the Dodgers have to do something to lose the top spot on the power rankings, the weekly power rankings. He just didn't do anything in my eyes to lose that number one spot on the MVP rankings. It's, Judge, he can play great, but he can't just come and take it, in my opinion. Just like the Yankees can play fantastic, but they can't just come and take that spot if the Dodgers don't lose it. So that's the way I saw it. But let's stick with the Yankees right now because Miguel Andujar requested a trade. This is not his first time requesting a trade, right? And it's never gone anywhere before. But this is getting ridiculous, right? Like at least they just cut ties with Clint at a point and like let him go somewhere else. And like, if he doesn't pan out somewhere else, then oh well. But I still think even Clint probably has a legitimate grievance against the Yankees too. It was for the longest time we're going to trade those two for Trout. We're going to trade those two for Tatis. We're going to trade those two for every big name that's on the market. And they've seen how many 500 combined big league at bats maybe. And now, Andujar is sick of getting called up, sent down, and I can't blame him. He's a legitimate major leaguer somewhere. And I think that, for a while it was defensive woes, and then he kind of calmed those. And it was like he deserves a shot to play somewhere every day, and it can't be with the New York Yankees. And they need to do the right thing for his career and either straight up cut ties with him or make a trade for him. And that's what we're going to talk about now, is some possible destinations in a trade. So Jim, do you got one?
I don't really know about the destination. I think there's a bunch of teams out there that can use him because there's 15 more teams now that have a DH. He's a very capable player, especially at the plate. He doesn't get on base much, but he has good power. Hits for a pretty good average. And I'd say, yeah, come deadline, I think they should definitely look to trade him before then. I don't think he's a guy you just cut ties with. Like, you could get some value for him. You could try to get, like a seventh, eighth inning setup reliever. That's what they need now with Holmes being the closer and Chapman, being hurt and not doing well in that role. So I think they definitely should look to trade him, get what they can for him, because I think they could get a decent return.
Yeah, I think a specific destination would be tough to put on a guy who's not really that hasn't really proved that he's an everyday player yet. I feel like he'd be good in a platoon role, where I think obviously the Giants thrive the most, and I feel like they could really fit him into something that they're doing out there.
Now, I am going to give a destination, and it's one that I think he would really thrive in, and I think that they can get like that seventh, eighth inning guy from, and that's the Colorado Rockies. I think that he would thrive at Coors Field. You mentioned he's a power guy, and I think that you could get a Daniel Bard, Alex Colomé.
Please no.
What was that?
Please no. I'm big Daniel.
I know. We don't want to see that Daniel Bard comeback story ruined on the New York Yankees, but I'm willing to go to someone else like Tyler Kinley or Jose Arena is throwing really well this year. So there's plenty of bullpen options on the Rockies that I think the Yankees could capitalize on. And I think that his power would really play up at Coors Field, of course, because who's doesn't. But I think that would be a great destination. I think that the Nationals could be an interesting fit. I mentioned to you guys last night. I really hope that they do the right thing here and let him go be a major leaguer somewhere, because he is, and they are really like toying with his career at this point.
I'm just going to add the Reds too in there. I think that, they could get Diaz's brother's a good reliever for him. I think that could be a possible destination, another good hitter's park. So yeah, just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, definitely. Now we talked about the AL MVP a little bit, and I came here to make a bold statement today that I made to you guys in the group chat. We had Mookie Betts at number 1 in the NL MVP. We had Bryce Harper making it at number 5. He wasn't on the May one, but we had Bryce Harper at 5. And I'm going to go out right now and say that with what Bryce Harper is doing in Philadelphia, with a torn UCL, Bryce Harper is going to win the MVP in back-to-back years. MV3 is winning his 3rd MVP this year. I called it at the beginning of the year as my MVP pick, and I'm doubling down now in the month of June. So I just want to say I was right at the beginning of the year, and I'm going to be right in September. I know, Brad, you have concerns with the team. The Phillies are playing horrendously. Maybe Girardi going out and Bryce sparks something here, and maybe something crazy happens in Philadelphia with the new manager there. But I think that even if the team is bad and he is fantastic, that's all the more reason for him to win. So I just want to double down right now and say Bryce Harper for MVP this year. But sticking on the Phillies, I just mentioned they fired Joe Girardi. The bench coach, right, is going to fill in. He's been looking for a major league managing opportunity for a long time, and I think that could be something that sticks after this year. But any names that interest you guys for that Phillies vacancy?
Mike Schilt.
That's a good one. I'm gonna go with a wild card here, but it's gonna be he was a former guy that was on MLB Network. I think he still is on, and I'm gonna go with Carlos Pena. He worked with Girardi for a long time, kind of really knows the game, and I feel like he would be a guy who could really step up into a manager position.
I'm going to say that Dave Dombrowski throws a fuck ton of money at Dusty Baker. I think that maybe Dusty could be maybe he can pry him away with a ton of money if the Middletons are willing to spend and Dombrowski is willing to say, we want to win right now. You can coach Bryce Harper, all these other guys. I think they can maybe make a run at him at least. But I think that maybe they just ride out what they got. Honestly, if he's been a guy who has been in conversations, interviewed for major league jobs. So, but Girardi needed to go. It's good that they did that. Now it's time for the 76ers to follow suit. But I think that maybe that could signal a bit of a turning there in Philadelphia. Now, Jimmy, time for our MLB Players of the Week. But before that, we want to give a huge shout out to Jared Koenig, who was one of our minor league players of the week, who I'm very much hoping that we get to name the Major League American League Rookie of the Week next week. He got his call to the major leagues. He's going to be starting. Is he going to be starting Wednesday?
Yeah, they have a doubleheader. He's starting one of the games.
Yeah, so I very much hope that we can name him. Is that a 7-inning doubleheader? Do we know that yet?
No, it's 9.
9? Okay. Well, I'm hoping for a real strong start from him there and a Major League Player of the Week. Huge shout out to him on getting the call. I will be locked into that game, and we are so excited for him. But Jimmy, Major League Players of the Week.
So AL Player of the Week, I went with Yordan Alvarez of the Astros. 12 hits, 3 of them home runs with 8 RBIs, a 5.22 average, 577 OPS, or 577 on-base percentage with over 1,500 OPS. AL Pitcher of the Week, Garrett Cole. He had a 7-inning, no-run, 9-strikeout, 2-hit day on Friday en route to a 13-0 win versus the Tigers. AL Rookie of the Week, the new face, MJ Melendez of the Royals. 9 hits, 2 of them doubles, 4-on-9 average with a 500 slug. NL Player of the Week, he got off to a slow start. Austin Riley of the Braves has turned it up, though. 12 hits, 4 of them home runs, 9 RBIs, a 400 average, a 455 on base, and a 1421 OPS. NL Pitcher of the Week, the Dodgers took a chance on him, a former first-rounder in Tyler Anderson. 2 starts, a 2-0 record, over 12 innings pitched, no earned runs, 11 strikeouts, just 1 walk. NL Rookie of the Week, I think this is the 3rd time we've seen him. Mackenzie Gore of the Padres. I'd say he's a clear favorite to win the NL Rookie of the Year. 2 games started, 13 and the 3rd innings pitched with 19 strikeouts, no runs, and 5 hits given up.
I got 2 things in response. One is that this is awesome what Mackenzie Gore is doing after he really fell hard down prospect rankings. It's awesome to see him lighting it up. And second, to all of our people who say that we are Yankee haters, I will say this right now. Any one of the Yankees pitchers could have won the Pitcher of the Week this week. What that staff did in that 5-game stretch was absolutely amazing. Any one of them could have won it. So to anyone who says that we're a Yankee hater, that one's for you.
Ion won it last week too.
That's 2 weeks in. And hey, a Yankee was represented on every single award except for the Rookie of the Year in 1 through 5 in some capacity. So I don't even care about that. Brad, minor leagues, go ahead.
On the AAA level this week, it was Connor Capel. He's an outfielder for the Memphis Redbirds. This is the 3rd time a Memphis Redbird has won the award. He was a 2016 5th-round pick. He was right out of high school in Texas, and he was selected by the Indians, not the Guardians. He's not inside the Cardinals' top 30, and he was traded to the Cardinals with their number 19 prospect right now, John Torres, for Oscar Mercado at the deadline in 2018. Which is a cool little fact about him, he's best friends with the recently promoted Casey Clemens, who's the father of Roger Clemens, and Roger is actually Connor's godfather, which is a pretty cool connection there. And weird story here, but in 2019, they were in a bar fight, and they actually sued the bar, and they were awarded $3.24 million in that settlement. But this week, he was 8 for 19, doubled twice, tripled once, homered 3 times, drove in 6. He walked 6 times to only 3 Ks. Stole 2 bases, slugged over 1,100, and his OPS was a 1665. On the AA level, it was Troy Johnston. He's a first baseman for the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. He's 24 years old. He's a 2019 17th round pick out of Gonzaga, and he's 25th in the Marlins system. He's been on a tear in June already. He's hitting over 700 this month. And he was 14 for 20, doubled twice, tripled once, homered 4 times, drove in 11, slugged 1,500 on the dot. His OPS was a 2180, and he actually had back-to-back walk-offs. He had a walk-off single on Friday night, and then Saturday he had a 2-run homer in the 9th inning to tie it, and then they ended up winning it later on in that game. On the high A level, it was Colin Barber. He's with the Asheville Tourists. He's 21 years old, 2019 4th-round pick by Houston. He's their 7th-ranked prospect in the system. It's really his first full year of professional baseball because he lost his 2020 season to the pandemic, and then last year he tore his labrum in about the second week of the season. So he's really been getting going this year. He's 11 for 22, doubled twice, didn't triple, 3 home runs, 6 driven in, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, slugged 1,000, and his OPS was a 1560. And our last award for the low A was Philip Skikes. He's an outfielder for the Salem Red Sox, 23 years old. He's born in Paris, Texas, that is. 2019, 33rd round pick out of Arizona. After he was in a JUCO school, after he went to New Mexico State his freshman year, he didn't sign, went to TCU, became an 18th round pick by the Red Sox. Not inside their top 30, but he was 6 for 10 this week. He doubled 3 times, tripled twice, drove in 4, and he walked 8 times and stole 4 bags, slugged 1,300, and his OPS was a 2090.
I think that there's been 3 Memphis Redbirds on the award so far, and there's 3 and 4 on the NL Rookie of the Year power rankings were Cardinals as well. So that says a lot about the Cardinals minor league development system right now. The fact that they're pumping out Rookie of the Year candidates and AAA Players of the Week consistently. And also Cody Clemens is the son of Roger Clemens. He's not Roger Clemens' dad. That would be weird. I don't know how that would work, but Roger Clemens is his dad. For our best and worst umpires of the week, who we got this week?
And that one to right. Juan Soto back. And he's got it right under the yellow line or right at the yellow line. Joey. Deep in the hole at short. Long throw by Bichette, and he got it. What a great play by Bo Bichette.
Runner. Bounce to Hayes. Oh, look. In between Hop and now throwing toward third base. A pick by Hayes. Oh my goodness, what a play! Key Brian Hayes and Michael Chavis turn it into a double play.
1-1. Up the middle. Grab by IKF. The front of first. They got him. They got him. 2 away.
Cut down a little bit. This ball smacked up towards center field. Eli White ranging back. He's at the wall. He leads.
Thanks to Owen for that. Now we're going to go to Cooper with this week's MLB colorized photo of the week.
Welcome back to Photo of the Week. This week's picture is Satchel Paige sitting in the dugout during the 1949 season. In 1949, Paige went 4-7 with a 3.04 ERA. He pitched in 31 games and went 83 innings at the age of 42. Paige's career lasted from 1927 to 1965, with breaks between. He played for dozens of teams, but 9 in the Negro Leagues and Major Leagues. After Satchel's career, he tried his hand at politics, but lost in the race for a seat in the Missouri State Legislature. In 1971, Paige became the first black player inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Satchel's long playing career was credited to an ointment he used made from snake venom, although no one knew his true age. Paige died on June 8, 1982 of a heart attack. Thanks, and back to the guys.
We're going to go to our power and sour rankings now, presented by Fit and Faded. Fit and Faded promotes cannabis as a dietary supplement for fitness enthusiasts. Head to fit-faded.com and use code BULLPEN for 15% off your order. Also a reminder, the Call to the Bullpen Fit and Faded shirt is up on the website, available to purchase. Again, code BULLPEN will get you 15% off that and anything else on the website. Going to the sour rankings now, we got some big shakeups here. At number 5, we'll start at 5, is the Cincinnati Reds. Number 3, after a 1-9 skid, is the Oakland Athletics. A new worst team in baseball is at number 3. The worst record in baseball now belongs to the Kansas City Royals. At number 2, after the first managerial firing of 2022, is the Philadelphia Phillies. And number 1 on an absolutely abysmal skid, Mike Trout can't hit a beach ball with a boat oar right now. The Angels are the number 1 team on the sour rankings. Going over to the power rankings, taking the number 5 spot is the San Diego Padres. Number 4 is still Jimmy's New York Mets. No changes in the top 3. Astros, Yankees, and Dodgers at number 1. That's going to wrap it up for this week's Call to the Bullpen. I keep mentioning these award power rankings. Go check them out on social media at CTBP Pod. Let us know what you think. Lots of people have. We're down to argue. We're down to hear it. So let us know what you would change. Again, at CTBP Pod. We'll see you guys all next week with another episode.